Naegele is in studio, and each week he comes in with the beer of the week. Good morning, Naegele. Good morning.
Good morning. And each week you manage to find something more contentious to or incongruous to selling beer to precede me.
Crazy, right?
Today was a good one.
I enjoyed
John Naegele,
Arnaz.
purveyor of sin, checking in, Chief.
Is that what he called me, a purveyor of sin? He had some good
that's
lines.
what I call
though.
myself.
Yeah.
But
He had some good lines. Naegele, this is really good. This is somewhat mild. This is a perfect summer beer, right?
Yep. So this is a gold medal winner, actually. This came from Woodland up in Marcy.
Okay.
And they took it to Tap New York a couple weeks ago, won a gold medal with it in the light ale category.
Ooh. It's really good.
It's a
lightweight
Kolsch.
champs, huh?
Yeah, lightweight.
So
Well,
this
something
the
nice for
level of alcohol will be a little lower on this.
Yeah, probably right around 5.
Okay. All
Actually,
right.
it says right here. 5.2.
5.2.
Last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, anyway, recently, more, 2 of the last 3 at least. This is almost more of a juice taste than a beer taste.
So this
It's
actually,
like alcohol juice.
Yeah,
is what
it gets
is.
its. This actually gets its flavor, the sweetness, just from the yeast that's used. So it's not the hops adding any additional sweetness or
There's no
an
juice or
aroma that
anything.
would trick you into thinking that it was adding sweetness when actually it's adding bitterness. This is just a straight up cool ale yeast that gives it a nice sweetness, and it's still really, really light and refreshing. A lot of people think ales always have to be heavy and bitter, and
If you put this down, if I was having eggs and toast and maybe bacon or something, and you put this down next to my apple juice, I wouldn't know
you'd
the
be
difference.
at my house.
Good point, but I don't think I'd know the difference.
This is like the
It's a little less fizzy. There's a little less carbonation. Is that true?
Yep. Well, I mean that's probably because I don't have it in my super cool growler
Got
today.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
just
That
a
was
regular
already
growler.
full of something else.
So that's a growler flaw.
Yep.
Got it. Okay, fair
I'd
enough.
imagine this is, how like in TV, in movies, people don't order a specific beer; they just order a beer. And I feel like this is the beer.
That's always a good thing to be too. You know, and I've always said it in sales. Like you only know one plumber, really, one electrician, one mechanic that you trust. You want to be the one guy in sales that people come to when they think of beer or whatever. So yeah. If you
And
have
it's not a knock. It's
no, absolutely not. If you have a beer that tastes like beer, I think that's a great thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be something that you always want to go to when you're thinking about having a beer, which is never bad.
Which is a good thing. I wanted to ask you about. Did you see that in Denver they are now legalizing the hallucinogenic mushrooms, the magic mushrooms?
I think it's a fantastic thing. It helps a lot of people.
It does, and in what way? How does it help people?
It kind of just erases all of the. It helps you work through a lot of things in your brain.
Okay.
It can be difficult at times, and I'm not speaking from any illegal
So
experience.
I've heard that people can go on some massive trips, if you will. I know I sound like I'm really hip, don't I? But like they'll trip. In a negative way.
Well, it makes you very introspective, and a lot of things do that.
Yeah.
It's not relegated just to psychoactive drugs. It's, a lot of things can make tragedy can make you very introspective, and you'll find that you come out on the other side a better person for it because you had to face a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. And you feel that the mushrooms will.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I had a
very
friend from
conducive
high
to that.
school. He actually, part of his graduate studies, he went out to Oregon and studies nothing but mushrooms for that specific purpose, in the hopes that, he's like kind of on the way forward thing.
Well, he was. I mean, he died.
No,
he ate a bad mushroom.
No, he didn't.
You got to be careful with mushrooms, though.
Yes.
So
You got to know what you're doing. That's why he's
I'm
studying
assuming the
them.
hallucinogenic.
No more so than anything else, though. I mean, the first time that you try and drink a bottle of Jack Daniels, you're going to find yourself in a hallucinatory state as well. that you are not like. So
Well, the problem with mushrooms, though,
you'll be unconscious.
if you're out picking mushrooms, you can eat a mushroom that's going to kill you.
Yeah.
Not so much in New York State, though. There's not
Really?
too many analogs that look
Well,
like. So I go through this
there
with
is
my wife all the
someone-
time because I
there-
forage for mushrooms, and she's like, "How do you know that's a morel?"
There's a local.
Because there's nothing that looks like a morel that's poisonous.
There's a local story about a guy from here that died of. He was picking wild mushrooms and he died of a mushroom.
Yeah, you just have to know, which ones don't have analogs that are, poisonous,
Right.
and stay away from those. I stay away from anything with a cap on the top. I do tree mushrooms.
You like the
Hen in the woods. Yeah. Oh, puffballs are the best.
Yeah.
I
You
got
and
I
Naegele.
got a I got a
Or,
honey hole.
Joe, you are Naegele.
Yeah.
By the way, don't put if you put puffballs in your freezer will smell like puffballs.
They don't last that long at all.
No.
They get fried and eaten pretty
Okay,
much
so you
that
don't have
day.
to worry
Pretty
about
much
that.
instantly.
Yep.
And what is the difference between these? And the reason we're talking about these mushrooms, these magic mushrooms, is, and think about all the songs that were written out of the 1960s that came from.
So what makes them unique is psilocybin.
So what is the difference
Psilocybin,
between like they say the edibles, like pot brownies or something like that? You could have a serious trip. Whereas the same thing with these magic mushrooms. What's the difference between the two?
Gee, Bill.
I'm just wondering. I'm curious.
Just in case you ever heard it from somebody.
I didn't realize I was an expert on the subject.
Well,
Again,
you're an expert on everything sin-like. So
Yes.
I'm like, here's Naegele.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here we go. There goes Office.
So is there a difference or it's similar?
No, well, I would say that it's similar. I mean, it's
Okay.
it's a disassociated like feeling in your head. You know,
Yeah.
you don't feel you're outside of your comfort zone. You're experiencing like the what did
Well, an example. I'm
Carl-
going to give you an
Carl
example.
Jung called it the
I had
death of ego.
I had a story.
You know?
I had a story of or inhibition. I had a story of last year about this cop and his wife that were. Do you remember this story where they were eating
And they called
pot
911?
brownies? They called 911 because there was an alien or something in their house.
Well, no,
attacking
I
them.
wouldn't say that. I bet that they thought they were dying though because they were having like an existential crisis.
They did,
you know.
and,
and
but
it's-
there was someone in the house, and it was supernatural. Is what they reported. And actually, here's this cop saying this on 911, which was a problem. So that's the difference between alcohol or
well, alcohol gives you a little bit more of an ego. In a lot of cases,
right?
You know,
says my wife.
yes.
But wait, I see the mushrooms. They say that they're criminalizing it. It's better than acid because it's natural.
I get well.
Not that I'm just saying.
Not to say that acid isn't natural either. Arsenic is natural.
Right.
You know, it's
I know.
they're
So
all
everybody
Yeah, but
organic.
it
does
goes
this
through a
natural
process,
thing.
though.
I love
it
apples.
goes through a process.
Love apples.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The mushrooms that kill you are also natural.
that's true, and they'll feed you for the rest of your life if you eat just one.
I think we have learned so much today.
I'm glad to be involved.
Okay, I'm glad you are. And this beer is a Marcy product here.
This is a Marcy product. Yes, totally natural, totally legal.
You can't even talk right now.